Just want to finish up what we spoke about last week. We discussed the machlokes between the Rash of Ben Tam. We saw Taisus a little bit discussing this. Someone goes ahead and starts with etchilasa isa, but he cooks it. So the shaila was, what bracha do you make on that cooking, on that isa? So we had the first day in Shulchan Aruch says in Siman Kuf Samaches Sif Yud Gimel, Afilu Dava Shablilasa Ava, in Bishla Aitigna Ein Mevarach Ala Amaitzi. You mavashal this dough, you metagen this dough, you do not make hamaitzi. Afilu sheyesh ala terisa dinahama, even though it has a tuas alechem, you would not go ahead and make hamaitzi. That was the first opinion in the Shulchan Aruch Sif Yud Gimel. The second opinion.
You can put up a Kuf Samaches Yud Gimel, please.
The second opinion was there been a tam that argues and says no. Kol tchilas isa ava afilu richicha achakach b'mayim v'osa sufkanin. You make hamaitzi. So we have machlokes. If you have a dough, regular challah dough, that you went ahead and you cooked it, do you make a mezainis or you make hamaitzi? The Ramah said v'noagu lahakol, which means you make a mezainis. The mechaber then ends off and says v'yesh shemayim yotzi yedei shneim, and eat it teichasudim. So that's where we're holding right now, that we have this machlokes, and the mechaber tells us the Yirei Shemayim should be yotzi yedei shneim. We were medayik last week that the Ramah wrote his words v'noagu lahakol before the mechaber wrote what Yirei Shemayim should do. So we said, obviously, the Ramah agrees to the Yirei Shemayim, because else he would write the Nogul Hakol after the Yirei Shemayim. So if the Ramah wrote first V'Nogul Hakol on the two opinions, and then the Mechaber writes Yirei Shemayim, so we also, Bnei Ashkenaz, also Yirei Shemayim should eat a Teichasuda. Now, I just want to discuss one topic: regular donuts, bagel nash donuts. Yeah, we live in Lakewood here. And even if you don't live in Lakewood, you know about donuts. So what do? They fry the donuts, right? They have regular dough, and they fry it. The dough is, let's say, not pasa babakis, and the dough is regular challah dough.
The Rav would define what he means by not pasa babakis.
Yeah, so we'll have to
get to that.
Right, but let's say the two types of donuts. I mean, there's more, but there's a regular round donut, and then you have custard donuts, right? You have a donut that just has a chocolate coating on top, or any, pink, white, black, whatever it is, and then there's a custard donut. Many of those donuts, the dough itself is not roiv mei peris. It's challah dough. You want to know it's a little bit sweeter than challah dough, maybe, but it's not really roiv mei peris. The reason why the lost ava, that's for sure. But akapanim, so it's bilase ava. What is this case? The Rashi ben Tam. What bracha are you making on donuts? Mezainis. Why are you making mezainis? Are you a Yirei Shemayim? Yirei Shemayim should eat a teichasuda. No? Okay. So you shouldn't eat donuts for other reasons. But another reason is that it's only something which is a shaila. Over here we have a shaila. We have machlokes Rashi ben Tam. If it's a machlokes Rashi ben Tam, we're telling you that the mechaber writes Yirei Shemayim. Okay, you're not mechaber to be Yirei Shemayim. Mikra adin. Okay, that doesn't make a difference. That's good for the machlokes. What he's asking, Mr. Beleza is asking that l'chayra, the intentions were, that's where the machlokes Rashi ben Tam is. If it's tchilase ava and the intentions were to make it sefer sufkanen, there's a machlokes. So now,
what he's saying is Mishabura says clearly that intention governs. So why is that a major factor?
No, that is somewhat of a factor. But we have the mechaber without any intentions, and the mechaber says that Yirei Shemayim yotzi yedei shneim. It doesn't say anything about the intentions. Huh? Oh, okay. That might be a vote. One second. So now,
Everybody said we're talking about donuts. So you guys in the back, if you wanted to.
So So what the Blazer was being Meisif was this last Mishnah Berurah on the Sif, not the last Sif cut 9a. But the Mishnah Berurah says that the Noyeg in Lahakal is Kol Zeh B'Shah Shalosh V'Atzav V'Atzav. But if you look at Sif cut 9 Vav, that's why I think he's mistaken. That that's even though Yadas was in the beginning to cook, and that's our donuts, then you should still, the Yerei Shemayim should make hamaitzi. No, sorry, not to make hamaitzi, to eat a teichasud. So I want to just be mitzvah to the third type of donut, which is a cake donut.
That's baked?
Yes. Bagel Nash makes that also. I think you have many places with the icing on top. Exactly. That's Zichar Mezainis.
Why? If it's baked, then
that's
why?
Not Bilas Ava.
It's not Bilas Ava?
No, it's Bilas Raka.
So even though it's baked, the Raka overcomes that and it blives in Mezainis?
And that's also, we'll get to it, that's much more.
Which
that's
seat
like
is that?
Cake.
Where is that?
Cake.
That's so it's a pasta bakistan in other words?
Pasta babakis, that goes into regular pasta babakis.
Okay, we have to know.
When I want to eat a donut, that's the best donut that I would eat. Not because it tastes better than anything else, because over there there's no shayla. But we're dealing with other donuts. So now, Francis donuts also. That's the same thing. That's Bilas Araka. Yes, Francis donuts. Yeah, yes. He was doing the bagel nut that has the coating on top. Yeah. So now, it's in a mold. That's a regular cake. So now, the Bi'alacha tells you Eitzah. He says the Bi'alacha is over here in Simakuf Samachas in Sif Yud Gimel Divrei Maschel V'Yirei Shemayim.
Always good to start with that. Which page are we up to? Still
He's doing good. You have it already yellow.
Gotta find it.
The color.
It's on
page 195.
195?
Oh, I don't know. On this.
Oh, no.
On the computer, it's on 195. He has it. So it says like this: V'yei Shemayim, sheyivorech alechem achat tchila. First, make a bracha on lechem. I am a Magen Avraham, shehevi b'shem ashla shekasav, the kivan sheblilase ava. Since it's blila ava ve'ein memalim b'shum dava, v'gam lo yininushan limoy. That's why it's not possible b'kisnin. La'achi pas petrasam pish. The hoch shaloi eich yatzi de shayna. We're not going into this. That's what we're going to discuss when we get to possible b'kisnin. Va'magen Avraham mi and bazeh. I skipped over there a little bit. Innovation, the tits. Now let's skip to the bottom. The last three lines of the Bi'alacha. Near. Sheyesh lasais eitza acheres. Shekasa achayim sheyichaven la'ochle lemazon v'loy likinuach. Which means we're bothered like this. So what are you going to do? You're going to eat a teichasuda. We're telling you, why don't you eat a donut? Eat a teichasuda. But teichasuda, do I make a bracha on this or don't I make a bracha on this? Teichasuda, you don't make brachas. True. Question. If you eat a snack, teichasuda, do you make a bracha? Yes. If you eat a jelly bean teichasuda, you make a shakel. So the question is, this thing might not be possible b'kisnin. So what I'm eating a teichasuda. If it's possible b'kisnin, it's a suffix pas. So maybe you don't make a bracha. But this donut might not be possible b'kisnin. It's a whole different gather. If so, I should make a mezainis because I'm eating a fikinuach. What helps me eating a teichasuda? I should still make a mezainis. Why am I eating the donut? It's dessert. It's kinuach. So if so, I should make a mezainis. You know, if you eat a super snack, teichasuda, you make a mezainis. If you eat cake teichasuda, you don't make a mezainis because it's possible b'kisnin. But if you eat something which is not a cake, which is not possible b'kisnin, and it's not for mazon, it's not to get you full, you make a mezainis. So why am I eating this donut? If I would be eating it at the beginning of the Suda, it's there to make me full. But you're holding over here already. You ate your cholent, you're done. You're eating the donut, it's a kinuach. So if so, effectively, halacha, you should make, what does it help you to eat a teichasuda? You should still make a mezainis. You hear the kasha? So I'm stuck. I'm stuck with this donut.
That's I mean,
As the Machlekes Rashi many times. He tells you, eat a Teichas Suda, but it doesn't help you anything. Because this Teichas Suda is still a Safek Mezainis, because I'm eating it for Kinuach.
Are you eating something for Kenuach B'Teichas Suda?
If I'm eating it for dessert,
Or dessert? A piece
That's
of
when you
cake,
eat a donut.
such a piece of cake for dessert.
a cake.
No, a
is possible
donut. Yeah, okay, cake is a different question.
Because
That's-
possible kiss.
that's a kiss, right? So a donut for dessert. That's the question.
Yes. You're eating a donut for dessert. You go to a bris. You had a bagel, you had lox, and now you chap a donut. You're not hungry. Eating it, that's dessert. It's sweetener, it's good, it's whatever. Dessert. The chayr effect to be halacha, you should make you didn't want to eat it before because you were mesupik in the bracha. You wanted to be Yesh Shemayim. You're stuck. You go to Yesh Shemayim with the bis. You did nothing. Zok to be halacha, sheyesh lasis eitzah acher, shekas achenim, sheyichaven la'achle l'mazer v'lay l'kinuach. Look at this be halacha. Fascinating thing.
If that's what you're supposed to be doing. Not a hair. If you're supposed to be pursued, that's how you should be doing it. It's a hair. You want to get to be that the lechem should be moitzi way.
Yes.
I'm not having any problem.
Right. So he's telling you, no. He's telling you, what should you do? Have in mind to eat it for Mazan. Does that make any sense? I'm full like anything. I'm eating this donut because it's on the table. There's no reason why you're eating that donut. If it wouldn't be there, you wouldn't go buy a donut. You wouldn't go to the store now to buy a donut. It's a glister. It's genuach. So, what are you telling me? To have a mind for Mazan? I'm full. What do you mean I have a mind? It's a pellet to be halacha. Oh, okay.
You want a donut.
Okay.
You want to get away from the donut something.
Yeah.
Eat it in the suda, but eat it at the beginning.
Okay. So he's saying, great. I gotta want to enjoy that so much, but I have a bite in the bagel, eat a donut, and then finish your bagel with the lox.
What? What?
Yeah, he's right. That would
How
be
does that
nice.
solve the problem of the donut at the end
Because
of the
now,
food?
it doesn't help you for the donut at the end.
No. So which problem are we talking about?
No, when should you eat a donut? You come to a bris. You have donuts, bagels.
You come to a bris. Everybody say, okay, I got to Zoom people. Shaila is, you come to a bris and you got donuts there. You have three problems. Bread, bagels, and donuts. What should you do?
Right. So to eat the donut, you want to be a Yesh Shemayim. You don't have to be a Yesh Shemayim. Every day can be different. Tuesday you're Yesh Shemayim, Monday you're not. Fine. Today you want to be Yesh Shemayim. You woke up in the morning, it's Shaivim, you're Yesh Shemayim. So you're Yesh Shemayim today. So what are you doing? I don't want to eat a donut. Mezainis, I have a suffix. We have a suffix. We have Machlekes Rishonim.
Yesh Shemayim?
You're Yesh Shemayim. You want to be Yesh Shemayim? I'm going to eat a Teichas Suda. We have a question. It doesn't help you Teichas Suda because you're eating this thing for Kinuach. So this is the Be'alacha Shaila, not our Shaila. Zokt, the Be'alacha, you're stuck. Okay, I have an Eitzah. Eat it, intend to eat it for Mazan. So we're asking, what do you mean intend to eat it for Mazan? But I'm full already. I'm not eating for Mazan. I'm chayv to eating for Kinuach. So this year, the Nai Yid over here, Zokt the Eitzah.
Tell me your name.
Reb
Chaim.
Reb Chaim have in Montreal. Oh, so what's that? That's what I want to get to. So the Be'alacha tells you 5 words. Yichadin la'achle l'mazen v'lay l'kinuach. Have in mind to eat it for mazen. What do you mean, have in mind? What am I eating it for? Have in mind? What is this? The kavan of Krishma? What do you mean? Have in mind.
Speak it out.
Speak it out. What does it do? I'm eating. I'm full. What do you mean, speak it out? So that's why Rabbi Hoffman from Montreal, who we have a schus to live today, is telling us that you should go ahead and not yichaven doesn't mean thinking. It means, which I think that's what he's trying to say, is eat it, be mechaven when to eat it. So
super snap do the same thing. Do the same thing with super
yeah. So super snap b'chefs is a kinuach. It's like a little hard to do that. But let's go now to. So let's talk about this. So we're telling you, you have to switch your seder achila. Normally, you're eating a donut for dessert. Now, so it comes out of my thing. You learn a mechava, and the mechava tells you want to be a shemayim, eat a teichas suda. Whoa! It's not so simple. The teichas suda has to be. So let's say Hanukkah. You normally don't eat donuts. Hanukkah, your wife bought donuts. Okay, you can eat donuts. So now you want to be a shemayim. You want to be a shemayim. Make sure to eat the donut at the beginning of the suda, even though your wife brings it out. At the end of the suda, tell on shulix. Today we're doing something different. everything is going to start after the donuts. You're going to wash donuts, and then comes the rest. Let me see how much more you can eat after those donuts. But upon him, that's what we're saying. That's the eitzim. Yeah, Shlomo.
I don't see how that works.
And if you eat he's saying very good. If I'm going to eat half the donut now, and your wife says, the donut's for dessert, yeah? You're gonna come to dessert, you're gonna be nishta, and that's why I stopped eating practically donuts for a while because of this problem.
How does it practically work?
I am stuck with donuts.
This beer halach is not. It doesn't seem to be procedurally possible. That's the problem.
The meal is just donuts.
No, the island here is having a problem with this. Is there l'shemichar donuts? They haven't made one yet for parnasas.
Well, it's very common. You know, there's a whole sefer on donuts. A whole sefer guy wrote on bracha of donuts. I didn't go through it. I hope this is most of the shaylas. Yeah.
This beer halach.
He came out last year Hanukkah, I think it was. I don't know. Mr. Musuf Gania. I don't know. But it's just, I know last year there was a whole sefer someone wrote on donuts and donuts for Hanukkah, which is Mr. HaRav and donuts. So let's say, this beer halach of parrots is we have a hard time to understand. So let's go to the next beer halach of parrots. We say for halacha brura tiritz. The heiches shemechaven behed the lifter bichas hamaitzi haminim elu b'chol gavni yocher lifter oisa. Interesting times, but he's quoting a halacha brura. Halacha brura says that if you had in mind b'shas the bichas hamaitzi these meaning, then it works. What does that mean? Huh? Oh yeah. Okay, that's for sure. But yeah, so over here you're having in mind that this is what I'm going to make the bichas hamaitzi should pater it. It works. What type of svara is that? What do you mean I'm having a mind? Doesn't it? If it's kinuach, it doesn't. If I have a mind when I make the bichas hamaitzi that it should pater all desserts, right? We make brachas on desserts. It depends. Fruit, and then maybe ice cream, ices, right? Let's say, right? So now, if you have a mind, you ever heard this halacha? If you have a mind b'shas bichas hamaitzi that it should pater, it paters? Okay, so that's a very interesting. Yeah.
Other stuff like when you take a jelly and a banana.
Yeah. Okay, it's a maradik chiddush. But that has to be said. It means you have to ask your wife today, what's for dessert? You come Hanukkah, what's for dessert? Do you have a mind to give me donuts for dessert? Okay, I'm going to start having a mind now. But if not. So it gets a little bit complicated to do this, and people forget this, and it comes to their bris. You didn't really intend to eat a donut, all sorts of kimtzis to the donut. So basically, really what's coming out is donuts is a problem. And not a problem. Inyanei Shemayim has a problem. Normal, we make a mezainis, we go with the ikadei and nagul lahakal, like the Rama said. But if you want to be Inyanei Shemayim, smart thing to do. You want to start, you're already 50 years old, and you decided, you know what, I want to start being machman things. It's not shchumma. This is a regular Inyanei Shemayim. Should go ahead and eat a teichas suda, but the teichas suda, we're very stuck with this be'alacha. Teichas suda, be'alacha is saying eitzis, which we have a hard time understanding. So, Moshe Steinbuch, very interesting in a sefer. So Reb Daniel's tining, eat it with a piece of bread. When was the last time? You have to be Baron Leib Steinman to do that. To eat every bite of the donut.
I mean, at a bris, it's certainly with every bite.
Well, we'll get to that. Yeah, but Pashas.
Well, I can't eat a bread in front.
That's not
and
so
then do the kavana.
No, that's not so Pashas. Yeah, I understand. I'm not such a parish. If I'm eating it, I'll just skip the donut already because you're going to lose out the time of donut. So Rabbi Leibovich is bringing up in the Kuda, he's saying, don't fill yourself up. Make a sandwich. I'm saying, who's going to eat a donut with a sandwich? I mean, you're trying to get this. Yeah. So he's telling that don't fill yourself up. And, okay, I'm not, people aren't as I can't exactly when they're full, when they're not. Most of us overeat and who knows what. You're right. That's what we're saying. If you're talking that full, the Amnei Yashba says, yeah, we said that, put the donut in a sandwich. So the Amnei Yashba says that it depends when you eat it. If you eat it at the beginning of the student, that's what he passed me. But I was saying over. And Moshe Steinbuch writes like this. Moshe Steinbuch has a sefer on brachas called Pshat V'iyum. I don't know if you ever saw it. On the Masechta.
Really?
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Pshat V'iyum, it's called. Yeah, it's like shorter aras, smaller aras on the daf. Very, very Jakava sefer. So over there, in the end of the sefer, he has brachas kilchatzon. That Paskins HaRav, he writes, when you're eating sof goni yot, the sofa suda, the totally meichel gamer oven, patel levarch. Aval meichel rak the time of sikuse, ro lechavik shabach ha'maitzah v'tayis. So he's bringing down this. He's not quoting it, but he's bringing down this be'alacha. He says, but if not, it's a suffix bracha. V'nira the paskins of ma'aser sheroy limanim la'achle b'ayfen zeh ela adav sheichlanu bebracha acha b'chsamazin. Rather, look what he paskins. Rather, eat it after. So you know the mechava that Yiresh Shemayim Shira Techasuda. You're more stuck with that than not. So he says, rather finish your suda and make a mezainis and eat it. You bench and then make a mezainis and eat it. You know what's going on there?
But what did it help? You're right back into the machlekes.
So let me wrap against that machlekes.
What help you? A new machlekes. What did he help you? I don't understand.
No, because the mechava tells you to go ahead and eat a techasuda. We don't know if I should make a bracha or not. We're stuck here. Whereas I mechaber wasn't I mechaber. When did I eat it? When
Right. The mechaber is not eight. It's just transferring it to another
There
problem.
are bigger problems, Dr. Majestad.
Good. So, but why is benching?
So to rather stay. So that means like this. That means if you want to go ahead, if you're Teichasuda, I have a real problem if I should make a mezainis because maybe it's kinuach. That's a real problem. That's a problem of nothing to do with this. Something which is made for kinuach, I make brachas on for real.
Hello.
So lamaisa, I don't know if I ate it for kinuach or not. So that's a real problem. So what's the eitzah? So Dr. Majestad, better eat it after the suda. Over there, lamaisa, we pass to make a adin. You make a mezainis, so make a mezainis, so finish.
But that's the real familiar.
Okay, but Teichasuda, even dessert, I'm assuming what this is. I'm stuck. The Mela is Dr. Majestad. If you want to be a Reish Shemayim, no, you're losing out your Shemayim because you're not going to eat it all. You really, it's a catch-22. You know what I'm saying? So besides for health reasons, when you're over 50, the donuts aren't so healthy. But we're saying without that, we're a little bit with this mezainis. No, he's just telling you, bekitzer. No, then you have the machlekes Rashi and Etan. We're now going to hakol to make a mezainis. Like before this, like nothing.
What are you getting after the
No, you're right. You're right. Before the suda, it's okay.
No,
Yeah.
he's saying that it's better after.
No, he's just saying, because if you mill the suda and you see the donut in front of you, what should I do? Should I eat this now or not? So we have to be halacha. That gives you some eitzes. But that's shver eitzes. Bench and then make the mezainis. It's a massive, yeah.
You don't make a bracha.
You don't make a bracha, yeah.
Why?
Because that's suffix pass. This is not pass.
Why?
This is not pass. This is just a suffix if the bracha is hamaitzi or mezainis, not mitzad pass. We pass kemeka, then it's mezainis. It's not, it doesn't blind the suffix. We pass kemeka, then mezainis. Yiresh Shemayim she eat Teichasuda. So it's very tricky.
He's saying it's not your Shema.
But he's stuck. He's getting you stuck because you're not.
You have to wash again.
You know it. You know it. So therefore, what I do is, if I have a cheshik for a donut and there are donuts on the table, I would eat the baked donut. That's a real possible kissin. Over there, I won't make a bracha. Yeah, what's going on here? I'm not trying to make problems, but I'm again, make adin, like we're saying, v'nagul lahakol, it's okay. But Yiresh Shemayim, if today you wake up and you decide you want to be Yiresh Shemayim, we really have problems for you. Rather stay, right, go back to sleep and wake up and decide today you're not going to be Yiresh Shemayim. Oh, yeah. So there's a Yabia Oime, Chacham Avadia has a whole tshuva on this. What it's not kedai. You're going to get sick. Beside it. It's not enough. Yeah, Kaveh Suda is another shmuz. We'll discuss Pasav Kissin. We'll get to being Kaveh Suda. But upon him, Legabe this, we are pretty stuck with regular donuts. Now, let me make another problem. Maybe. But, yeah, right. It's not Pasav Kissin. It's not so pashut. Right. Pashut zero. Now, I just want to have another problem. There is a tzad that you make a maitzi. So let's say I have a donut, very normal shchirtige cases. You have donut and coffee. When you have a donut and coffee, so you got to make the mezainis on the donut. You make the mezainis on donuts. Don't wash on donuts. That's for sure. No one says to wash. The Mechaber says you should eat Teichasuda, but don't wash on a donut. So now, So when you're drinking with coffee, there's a suffix that has a real dim pass. So why make a shackle? Why don't I make brachas teichasudim? Is it the hamaitzi that patters or it's the suda that patters? Pashtas is not the hamaitzi. Let's say by mistake I made a mezainis on bread, and then I have a shackle, right? I'm taking a drink. Do I make a shackle? No, because it's the suda that patters. What does it mean the suda? It's because suda, so that patters from this bracha because it's a chelik of that. So now we have a starker suffix that this donut is a maitzi, right? That's there been a time. The time says it's a maitzi. Good, we don't go with it. But the Yeresh Shemayim should only tachasud. Now why is the guy making a shackle on the coffee? So that's a normal breakfast, donut and coffee. So why make a shackle?
It's not even talk over here either.
Oh, very good. So you're timing that the pshat is it's not a suda, but the shaila is that this might be a real hamaitzi. Forget suda now. See, even if it's real hamaitzi, yeah, you're timing. Yeah. So that is the answer to the shaila. But akaponim, we are the maskanas advarim is that if you're eating a donut, you make a mezainis and you make alamechia afterwards. You want to be a shemayim. We have big problems for you with this donut. Teichas suda doesn't really help you, and
Achar suda the chiddush.
Achar suda is the chiddush. So what's the eitzah? What's the best eitzah? What would I do if I eat a donut?
Not
to eat it. That's the best eitzah. That's mahajim and mahajim. But I have another eitzah. I have a pashta eitzah. No, I didn't say it yet. No. So the past years of Hanukkah, I stopped eating donuts because of this problem. I don't know what to do. So I'm mavata the donuts. I still haven't told my wife why, but she buys donuts from Vegas. Everyone's choosing what they eat. Because why should I make? Now, take it off. No, I'll tell you what.
What's the eitzah? Yeah, what's the eitzah explanation?
When before you wash, you take a pretzel. You make a mezainis, you wash, and then it's potter. No, because I have a tzricha, because I'm super what bracha to make.
Well, so where's the donut in the picture?
The donut is eaten for dessert. Or whatever you want. Eat the donut.
Why does the pretzel help?
Huh?
Why does the pretzel help? This sounds like a pretzel, a crooked eitzah.
Yeah, this is an eitzah for many, many things. Lamashal, let me give you this is a very sidetrack. We were trying to get the Passover kisses, but it's very negay. Let's say on Yontif, your wife has a fruit cup first. Do you make a bracha on that fruit cup or not? Okay, I'm not a brown lay. By me, I like the fruit cup as is. I don't like eating things together with challah. Let's say, right? So what do? Seifa Suda Avad, you make a bracha on that. Right? If you Seifa Suda dessert, you make a bracha. The beginning of the Suda, you make a bracha on fruit. It's a big machlokes.
In other words, they ate it right after the fish or something like that.
Oh, even before that, right? That's fruit, right? When we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mother gave you a grapefruit, right? Today it's a little.
Right. Grapefruit as the first course.
Right, as the first course.
Yeah.
So now, do you make a bracha on that or not? Big machlokes. So what's the best eitzah? The best eitzah is before, right after kiddush.
And washing doesn't help. The fact that you wash doesn't.
No, it doesn't help because it's
same shiloh.
Right. So what's the best eitzah? The best eitzah is you don't do this in public. You don't make a whole new minhag in your house. What you do is right after kiddush, you go into the kitchen to wash. You chop a little piece of fruit and you make a bracha on that. Right? So you go ahead, you make a little fruit, and that pat is anything tachasud. You don't need enough of a shear, so you're not going to make ala mechia nach bracha. So you're just going to go ahead, whatever it is, and you're just going to go ahead and have a little bit of that. That pat is everything. I know someone, a Talmud Chacham, before you wash. I know Talmud Chacham does this every single week because there's so many shilas with dessert and zachem and Moshe's with ice cream and ices and this and that. So he makes all brachas right after he washes. He goes in quietly. He makes all the brachas. He doesn't know what his wife's going to feed him. The vegetables was going to be for dessert. He makes eitz adama and this and that, and all taken care of. Like this, you don't have to make any brachas. I'm not telling you to do this. Don't start Numan Hagam. But if you're going to eat a donut, this is a pashut eitzah. Make a mezainis before, and now everything's taken care of. You take a pretzel right before you wash, no problems at all. Either it's Amaitzi, it's Mezainis, Yerei Shemayim, you got everything in there.
And the shear doesn't matter.
Huh?
The shear doesn't
No,
matter.
make sure, rather don't eat a share, like this enough to make enough bracha. Small share, you eat one pretzel, one cracker. Maitzi, Mezainis, no problem. Kappas by the side, Hubbins in Zapatin in the motor, whatever you want. You're all okay. Yeah? There's a murder ge'etzah for many, many things. We spoke about the marshal. Let's say you're in the middle of a HaRav and you start, you're getting hungry and the dish is not coming out, the dash and that, and you decide now to start picking up the poppy seeds and start eating them, right? You know that's mechuyev in a bracha, right? It's not about these poppy seeds, right? So what bracha do you make on poppy seeds? Adama hates, what is poppy seeds?
Poppy
Seeds. It's Adama, right? So if you don't know what, if you have all your brachas beforehand, you're okay. I'm not telling you to do this. A pickle is the poppy seeds aren't. Yeah. Yes. So Reb Eli is asking good shaila. Then someone asked it over here. Is this called the bracha tzricha? This is the gresta bracha tzricha. Because I'm doing it because I'm a supping in brachas. So right now, when I'm eating the pretzel, I have no problem. And God, I always throw in that the Pri Megadim says that on Shabbos we'll like to with bracha shein tzricha, because since I want to get to mei brachas, so it's every bracha is a bracha tzricha. I'm not saying we pass like this, but it's always a good siruf for Pri Megadim, because it happens many times on Shabbos we're missing 19 brachas. It's a chiyuv to have mei brachas b'chol yom. It's not a Tanaya Inyan. The Shabur brings it down. Where's the Shabur to talk about it? In Chelik Aleph he talks about it. David the Melech. Ma Hashem Shalom. Right? Mei brachas. David the Melech was misaken this. So there's a chiyuv to have mei brachas on Shabbos. It's very complicated. I remember I was once sitting with Dayan Posen. Yes, it does work for Mezainis for Kiddush. Yeah, I was once sitting with Dayan Posen and I was there Shabbos with him. And he had his platter, and he says, "What do you mean? How else should I get mei brachas?" He had in his platter, like a little chocolate and a little mizah, and throughout the day he would eat these things. You take it, make another bracha, and whatever it is. Back upon him, you have to be careful with mei brachas on Shabbos. You have to try to get to it. So we know mei brachas in Kippur, but we have to realize on Shabbos is also you're missing many of the mei brachas. Back upon him. So getting back to this, so we're telling you that if you want to eat a donut. Now by a bris, it's a little bit difficult. You're not getting a pretzel. Before you go to bris, put a pretzel in your pocket. Okay, hands on. I'm saying, but again,
you have to walk around with a bag of little small pretzels.
What?
You have to walk around with a bag of little small pretzels.
If you're chalashing to eat that donut. Okay, or you're Shemayim, nothing wrong. Most of the klal yourselves, not makbid on this. We're just telling you, Lamaisa, we're learning the sugya, so I'm telling you this. That's why I felt it's important not to skip this, because I think most people do not know this. And it's very important, big inside this. Okay, now let's start with what we really supposed to be doing the whole time was Passover Baba Kissing. I'm sorry, Shlomo, I think that this was an important topic to bring into these donuts, because when I learned it the first time, I think I was like mamash nayas to me, that you eat donuts your whole life and you don't know about this. Okay, yeah. So now, let's discuss now Passover Baba Kissing. Let's start with the sugya of Passover Baba Kissing. I don't know. You did the Gemara. We all did like that.
No, we just the Rav can go through whatever's from the beginning.
Okay.
You mean the my mouth?
Yes. Let me get the Gemara.
Hey, 1 second in there.
The Gemara is Mem Beis Amud Aleph on top. Really,
page 15. Page 15.
Also, obviously beforehand, but we can start from over there. The top line. Rav Huna Ochal Tleisa Rifti. B'nei Tilsa Bekava. V'loi Baruch. Rav Huna ate this large amount, and Tleisa. It's 13. Rifti, B'nei Tilsa Bekava V'loi Baruch. Rashi says He ate 13 of these. He didn't make a Birchas Hamazon afterwards. Amalei Reb Nachman, Adi Kafna. What does that mean, Adi? Zak Rashi, Adi, a new word. Elu Kalaima. Elu Alva Nachlu. V'achila meruba kazula nefteres mibracha ala kol shachem kaiven achilasam bekachta and Birchas Hamazon. You ate so much, you have to make a Birchas Hamazon after that. And that's what the Gemara says, ala kol shachem kaiven olav suda tzarach levarach. You eat this much amount of pasaba b'kisnin, you have to make a bracha. You ate that much, you have to make a bracha. You have Yehuda have a osik lebrei bei Rav Yehuda ba'chaviva. He was by the chasana. I said the kamaya pasaba b'kisnin. They brought in front of him pasaba b'kisnin ki asa shaminu de kamavacha ha'maitzi. When he came, he heard them making a bracha ha'maitzi. Amalu mai tzitzi tzitzi kashamana. What's this tzitzi? What's this ha'maitzi that I'm hearing? Dilma ha'maitzi lechem in the hearts kamavachisin. Are you really making a bracha ha'maitzi? It's pasaba b'kisnin. Amrilei in. Yes, I am. Tanya, like it says in the Brayser, Amuna Amar Mishum Yehuda. Pasaba b'kisnim mevarchen aleh ha'maitzi. You make a ha'maitzi, pasaba b'kisnim. V'amar Shmuel halacha ke'amuna, amalu ein halacha ke'amuna. No, this machlokes is the halacha is like him or not. Itma, amilei v'amayu da'amar mishmei Shmuel lachmani is ma'avim ben. You could use it for erev u'mevarchen aleh ha'maitzi. So he said, Shani hasam dekava su'udase alayu, avalechet lekava su'udase alayu loy. When you're not kaveh suda, you don't make a bracha. So now, today we're not going to discuss what is pasaba b'kisnin. That we'll leave Mitzvah for next week. Today we want to discuss a different topic, which is the first sif in regarding pasaba b'kisnin. It's not the first sif in Kuf Samaches, but it's the first sif regarding pasaba b'kisnin, which is sif vav in sif simin Kuf Samaches. So let's see the mechaber inside.
176.
And this is a very, very wichtige topic, which might make us more problems with pasaba b'kisnin than we started. So the mechaber writes as follows. He doesn't have it on yet.
176. It's coming. It's takes a second to move it. There you go.
Sivav. Yeah. Pasaba b'kisnin. Mevarech Allah, mevarech b'yamin mezaynos. Alacha bracha machas man shalosh. So let's discuss cake. Cake is pasaba b'kisnin. You make a mezaynos and ala mechit. V'm'acha mimenu shir shacher megil l'kvaya alav. If you ate an amount that others are rugged to have a kviyas, afa pishu hulay sava, even though you didn't get full, mimenu mevarech alav ha'maitzi b'chas hamazon. You make a ha'maitzi and a b'chas hamazon. So if you eat enough of a share that others would get full on it, people are kaveh on it, you make a ha'maitzi and b'chas hamazon. If your original das was to eat a little bit, you come to Kiddush Shabbos day, you're from those people, you're very mesuda, you prepare your plate already before the guy makes Kiddush. You know those people? You're worried that who knows what's going to happen if you don't prepare your plate. Then someone else is going to eat the food. Remember that?
There are such people, yes.
Yeah, there are such people. So you have 2 pieces of cake and some herring and this and that. Okay, no problem. But then, you started tasting that cake, and as that cake you never tasted in 5 years, you haven't tasted such cake, so you start eating more. So should I now make ha'maitzi? I'm eating 4 pieces of cake now. Should I make ha'maitzi? Zok mechaber. Yivarech olav b'chas hamazon, afa pishalei b'chas ha'maitzi tchila. You should make now. You should bench, but you don't make. Even though you didn't make ha'maitzi, you should bench. V'machal shir shachem ein kaveh olav. If you ate a shir that others aren't kaveh, afa pishu kaveh olav, einay mevarech elav b'yim mezaynos bracha machas man shalosh the butler daitei tzakalav. Okay, so now.
So there's three possibilities here?
3 possibilities. So let's start with this Magen Avraham, which is a very, very important nakuda. The Magen Avraham, we're not going to get into the shir today of how much you have to eat. because that's a big machlokes. But the Magen Avraham in Sif Cotton Yud Gimel. The bottom of the Magen Avraham. He says that you have the Magen Avraham? Oh no, right there. But nearly the top, right away. Nearly the imhu kava suudasei olav afal pisha achal imay basa v'dvarim acher v'ilu achlei levadei lo hayasava mimenu afilu hachim mevarach hamaytzi v'gimel brachos. Zok the Magen Avraham amaydig chiddush. If you went ahead and you ate mezainis, ate 2 pieces of cake, then you had cholent and kugel. It was a kiddush. You got full not from the cake. You got full from the cholent and the kugel. Zok the Magen Avraham, you have to make a moitzi and bench. What's going on over here? You had a mezainis. You had 1 piece of cake. You were on a diet. You're not eating cake. And then you had healthy vegetables. And you had tuna fish. Let's talk about, let's talk about during the week. Forget kiddush. You had pretzels and tuna fish. Pasa baba kisnin with tuna fish. What made you full? The tuna fish. Dr. Magen Avraham, you have to make a maitzi and bench. Because that's part of the kviyas. Mitzaref.
So Lamai said 3 crackers, Menashevet's crackers.
3 crackers
and a can of tuna fish that I might see.
1 can of tuna fish, Dr. Magen Avraham, hamaytzi and bechzamazin. You thought you were all excited. You're not washing on a diet. So what are you doing? You're eating healthy crackers. Zok to Magen Avraham, you didn't save yourself. You have to make a maitzi and bench. Right? Am I reading correctly? You see the same Magen Avraham as I do?
Looks like it.
Same diet, as good as a must. Same diet.
Zok there is a klal raya. Magen Avraham says it's a klal raya. V'chein mashma alocha b'gemara. Why? The Gemara we just read. Kol shachem kayvin olav. What's that? What's that raya? Zok the levush Yisrael. What's talking about over there? We're not talking about it. We're talking about a suda. You're not just eating crackers. You're eating a suda. You start your suda with cake or with pretzels, and then you went to eat gefilte fish. I don't know, whatever you're eating. And over there we say they made tzitzi. They made amaitzi. You think they only ate crackers by that suda? They started with a cracker, then they moved on to sushi and whatnot. Right? So, Rav Daniel is saying very good. So if so, every single kiddush you go to, you start with a mezainis and you continue on and you get full. Most of us, we go to a kiddush and we get full. Right? Somewhat. We try to make believe we're not. When we come home, we don't tell our wives that we want, that we had kiddush, but lamai cigarette, you're having a hard time starting with your wife's suda, right? So that means you ate a nice 3 bayim, 4 bayim, you ate by that kiddush. So that kiddush, instead of making a mezainis, don't be embarrassed, go there and go wash.
But that's only if it's possible with kissing.
You always have a possible kissing by kiddush.
What?
You eat cake.
But if you eat crackers, not if you eat crackers.
Whatever you're eating,
Wait.
It's all possible by kissing.
That's possible with kissing?
Sure. 1 piece of cake is possible by kissing. Not only that, let me make it a little more complicated.
Not a cake. I'm saying a flat cracker is a possible with kissing with the kol alma.
Yeah, sure. We'll get to it. Why?
Last.
So, Yishalma Kugel's not. Oh, that's why in Yerushalayim they eat Yishalma Kugel, by the way. Okay, we'll get to that. Igis Moshe V'dama. Yeah, we know the Igis Moshe. Yeah, we're going to get to it. The Igis Moshe says, you go to a chasana and you try it, and Moshe has a truth about this. You go to a chasana, you don't want to wash because you don't want to come onto Zimun, right? Problems with Zimun, the ice, this, that. You want to leave early. So, can Moshe, you eat a cake? You have to wash anyways. Yes, it's not a new shayla, this. The Moshe Feinstein, you heard of him? He's an old Eastsider, right? He paskins, you go to a chasana, and Moshe's in Tshuva. He says you go to a chasana and you're eating cake instead of washing. You're mechuyev to wash anyways.
What if you ate at the smorgasbord cake? Same thing. Doesn't matter.
Thing. Whenever you start to eat that cake, Dr. Moshe, you save yourself nothing. You have to get through the same zimun. Now, what's going on over here? This is big problems for us. because we don't see the Vel doing this. You saw anyone do this ever?
That's because they don't come here.
What?
That's because they don't come here.
They don't come here. Oh, shit. No, we're gonna have to save the world here. This can't be. So again, we have Magen Avraham. The Mishnah Berurah quotes this Magen Avraham. It's not like a secret. This Magen Avraham. This Magen Avraham is quoted all over. So now, so the question is, how are we ever going to sit down? You know, we blamed it on the kiddush. Okay, you're getting older. We're not eating kiddushim, but lunch we do eat, and you're eating tuna fish, and with a cracker. So if you eat it with rice cakes, that's not a problem. But we don't know what bracha to make a rice cake. What are you going to do? You're going to take a pretzel to make a mezainis on the rice cakes, right? You came to the shir over here. We don't even know what bracha to make a rice cakes. So you eat a pretzel to make a zichem mezainis, and you eat a tomato, and now you're eating the rice cakes. You got yourself caught on that. You got yourself a kamaitzi. You didn't know what bracha to make in the rice cakes. It was Adam or mezainis or this. Okay, we had 3 brachas to make a rice cakes. Adam, mezainis, and shahakal. Remember? So Yankel Fisher said to make a shahakal. Okay, we came out already. What bracha to make a rice cakes? Adam was pretty fine. Fine. So, but let's say you want to be machma. So you're going to take a little pretzel or Cheerio, and you're going to go like that. You got yourself much worse problem. You got yourself maybe a suffix hamaitzi. Should we continue on with this?
It's gonna get worse.
We got you stuck with donut. You came, Rabbi Hoffman. You came the wrong share. You got over here.
We knocked out the donuts. Now we're going,
Yeah, no,
we're going after the kiddush and chasanas.
And chasanas. We're getting you stuck in everything. Chasanas, kiddush, lunch, breakfast. I don't know. But yeah. So what's the answer? So let's just quickly discuss how much is a shir suda. Maybe that would give us some Pesach. So the Mishnah Berurah discusses this.
And does kaviyah suda require a kavana miyuchedes ani kaviyah suda, or actions enough? Or actions enough for the
Sitting down for lunch and sitting down for a kiddush, that's kaviyah suda. Right? I want it to be kiddush malkum suda. So I want it to be suda.
It's the same thing?
Maybe not, but okay. That you bring up a good nice Sif Shleimer. So like this. The Mishnah Berurah is on this Sif. He talks about it in Sif Kat and Chav Daled. In Simukuf Samaches, Sif Kat and Chav Daled. Let me see. You have it. Oh yeah. So in the middle over there, he says, I have it over here. You have it? Oh yeah, right there. Now, how much is shalosh arba bein? Does anyone know? Like 9 ounces? Do we have any way to figure that out? I have that online somewhere.
How much is a beitza in ounces?
How much is a bay in ounces? 2 ounces. Okay. So shalosh arba bein is 6 or 8 ounces. Okay. How much is a can of tuna fish?
About 8 ounces.
6 ounces, I think.
6
Small ones are 6.
Used to be 8.
So right. Well, like everything else.
Right.
So the small ones are 6. The bigger ones are 8. Fine. So if you're going to buy a 6-ounce can of tuna fish, and you're going to eat a few crackers, you're in this gimel edal ben. Okay. So that's what because we come achem do. Then kan choshev bezer shik v'yisud. Aval sagt der kam achem v'gram mechlal an chalkin b'svile de ein levarach bichas amaytz bichas amazon ela kashir suda kvua shall ev v'vayke. A real shir suda, which is ev v'vayke, which you eat in the morning or at night. How much is that? I don't know. That's our lunch, Bekitzer. I mean, the guy didn't help us that much. There is a sheet in Shechan HaRav that says 21 bayah. That Moshe says whoever ate that in their life. Well, Moshe doesn't know what we could eat by a Sudan. Oh, okay. Rabbi Aspiring, no, what's his name? Aspiring Lamdan. He tells us that the tuna fish cans now are 5.
When you open it up, you see it's only 4 because most of it is less water and then air.
Okay, fine. But kids, with a few crackers, it's gonna end up by 8 or 6. So okay. So now, we call Makkah. Sagt the Mishabur lekatchila toiv lachash l'das hamachmiyim shaloi lechel arba bein. V'kol shkenim udava sheyesh estapik by Medina and Pasav Abakistan. Fine. So he's telling you the Maisa not to eat more than 4 bein. So this gets us stuck with this problem that we have now, that if you can't eat more than 4 bein, then most of our lunches and most of our kedushin are
In problem. What time is it?
Okay, fine. Yeah, so the question is, how do we get out of this? So I have a friend at Talmud Chacham. He told me, what does he do? When he goes to a Kiddush, he eats the cake, one cake, then he makes alamicha, and then he continues on. He makes a shahakel, or he makes a mezayas on the chalon. Barley is not possible by kissin, so that doesn't go into shiur. He doesn't eat cake anymore.
That's
which means
right.
I'm saying, but that doesn't
help
go
here.
possible by kissin. That's not Kviyas Suda problem. So what he does is he eats the cake, then he continues on the Suda.
Was a cake with a bracha achrayna?
With a bracha achrayna, then he continues on.
He doesn't have to worry about beitzim and all that.
Right, he doesn't have to worry. Then he can eat the kugel and whatever he's eating. You like to say it, sir?
With the rice, I mean, if you just with the rice, and why should that make a difference? It's still a suda. Why should the bracha be not like a suda?
What?
Why should the bracha make a difference if you look at it with the glasses?
Right, a little bit like you're saying. So there's a sefer called Minchas Ish. I don't know if you ever heard of Yudel Shapiro, Elepnish. He was a Talmud of Chazon Ish. He was one of the Rosh Kailim. Him and Mr. Karelitz together with the Rosh Kailim and Kailim Chazon Ish. Murder Talmud Chacham. He was nifter probably 15 years. I don't know that long, maybe 10 years ago. What? Even less, right? You met him? I never met him. He's supposed to be murder Talmud Chacham. So Bekitz, here's Einikel. Also big Talmud Chacham. Here's a sefer Minchas Ish. Beautiful swan. And he writes over there, yeah, this is a beautiful Eitzah. He's the first person I ever saw write this, and this is the last, because I spoke to Rabbi Felder about this and other places, it's such a chiddush to do. First of all,
What this Eitzah?
You're not standing up. What? This Eitzah.
Yeah.
Because you're not standing up. It's part of the same Suda. You're making a joke and you made a bracha. You made alamicha. If you would stand up and go around the block and come back and start, what you're doing here is, it's one Suda and you're just making your bracha and tzricha, mamash smack in the middle. You're continuing the whole Suda. You can't just go ahead and, okay, what's the bracha doing anything? The bracha is not stopping it. Midayraisa, forget bracha tzricha, right? Because okay, but midayraisa.
Why forget? That's his problem. That's why we felt the problem. You make a bracha and tzricha.
No, but I'm saying much more. Rabbi Black is asking much better. He's asking a bumbadig. Midayraisa, the alamich is not a good alamich. You're still part of the Suda. Midayraisa, you're still.
You have to bench.
You have to bench on this. You didn't. The mafsik wasn't for midayraisa. So what did you do? Who
right. The problem is you have to bench. That's the problem.
Yeah. So lamaisa. And how do you eat herring without the crackers? No. So this guy Mistama, yeah, that's true, Gerada. So he's probably worried about bugs and herring still. I don't know. No, I have no idea. So he's eating the herring. No, let's say, yeah, he's not doing that much. Yeah. I don't know exactly what he's doing. He's not accomplishing that much. Right. So if you can eat the herring in the chal, yeah, but you can't eat fish or meat. So he's going to eat the herring together with the potato. Whatever. Akapanim. Yeah, this is not a valid answer. So the Ma'aseh Geret, this is a real problem. You have to go to Israel to speak to the Paiskim and see what the Ma'aseh, how they're coming out of this problem.
So
I'll tell you.
Could the Rodas, before you conclude, repeat the issue with the beitzim?
No, it's not so much because herring is confined. Sponge cake. Yeah, sponge cake. You have much more room because sponge cake is very
diffused.
Diffused. Diffused. What do you mean when you say diffused? It's not too much. Not too many answers.
Because you have all your cocoa and everything, and you finish.
Okay. So here we go. And what mom is turning us through this around. The donuts we're eating in the beginning and the cake we're eating at the. Now, does that help you if you eat the cake at the end? Dr. Moshe doesn't help you. It doesn't make a difference because that's part of my Suda. Even if I eat the cake, the last thing, and I'm gonna start with everything else, the cholent and the kugel. No, it's not a problem. Yeah. The kids makom so you don't have to eat the cake in the beginning. You can eat the cake at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
That comes up.
Yeah.
Also Chiddush.
Oh, okay. But the new chiddush to your pod. 1 second. The mail doesn't help me. So again, let's start over what we have here. We went too quick, I think, because this is a whole shit for itself. We're trying to grab it over here.
Which shuv is this? You remember?
Yeah. Doesn't make a difference. The two emotions. There's one chelik av siman above, one chelik gimel siman lamed beis.
Gimel on base.
It's part of the Suda. This is part of making the Suda.
We'll learn
I
it
just
tonight.
want to end off like this. What's that? Let's start with the problems. Maybe we'll be more marich next week. The donuts we discussed. That's you make a mezainis on donuts. If you want to be your shemayim, you'll have problems. And we gave one pasha to Eitzah. If you know you're eating donut by the Suda, have a pretzel before you wash, and that's not a problem. Now, now we started discussing possible kissing. We went very quick and we just zoomed into the problems before we even got that much in the meat and kishkas of the possible kissing. But what we were trying to have is that we have a Magen Avraham that when we have a Magen Avraham, the Magen Avraham tells us that you mitzayef anything. So it's not only if you ate 8 pieces of cake. If you had 2 pieces of cake and you ate cholent and kugel and you got full from that, you still make a hamaitzi. So we're trying to have that some eitzes. We don't really have that many eitzes. What maybe we'll discuss this more next week. But our problem is that when you started with one pretzel because you were masupik, we came in over here ganz machmir, that whenever you eat supper, you don't know what bracha to make a rice. And this eat one pretzel. So you eat a pretzel, you're stuck because now you ate pasa baba kisnin and you kaveh a suda, you're eating a whole suda afterwards. So that I'll tell you that eating one pretzel is not kaveh that this Suda should be a pasa baba kissin to Suda. Now there has to be some share. You're eating herring with kichlach, so that the kichlach is part of the Suda. You're eating 3 pieces of cake in the beginning of the kiddush, or you're eating it at the end of the kiddush. That's what's making you full. And mashu cake is not.
Why can't you mitzarf with the endless amount of chocolate and kugel?
It has to be a kviyah. That's a
kviyah. I came to eat chocolate. That's what people do.
No, you're not coming. You're eating 2 pieces of cake. And then you're eating also cholent and kugel, other things to make you full.
The rub wasn't at some Lakewood and New York Kedusha. They'll believe me. You come to be Kaveh Suda there.
Okay, so Bekitza.
You forgot about meat boards.
Okay, you're right. So Bekitza, what we're just saying is that it might be a eitzah if a person's b'chalal not trying to be Kaveh on cake. He doesn't have. And Moshe was discussing they're eating cake instead of pas, eating 2-3 pieces of cake. But if your person's he's eating just the cake just to get some zionist in here, then I would just be worried for this guy about his alamichias. It's like, you're getting yourself stuck in many other things. But again, the tuna fish and crackers doesn't help you. We're still stuck with that.
So let's go to the Kiddush. The Olam doesn't bench after Kedusha.
That doesn't bench. Okay, so Mitchell, next week we're going to discuss right. It's getting later.
This
when are you going to show?
No one is allowed to eat any